So there's a couple different ways to integrate with WordPress. You can use the WordPress plugin, and what the plugin does is it essentially automatically adds and any standard links and custom links to your WordPress site or blog. It pulls those links in from IDX Broker based on your username, or your client ID and your password and your subdomain. So it'll pull that information in so that you, or if you're a developer, your clients can go in and manage their links automatically. Now what this does is it creates unique pages within WordPress so that each page becomes a navigation item, and then somebody can click on that page and move on. Now again, I won't spend too much time with the slideshow. I'll move on to showing a demo of this soon, but I wanted to give kind of a framework, provide a framework for how it works. Now and how there are different ways to customize. You don't just need to use the plugin. Sometimes developers may use a WordPress plugin for the repetitive tasks such as updating custom links. So you create a series of custom links in IDX Broker, and then have those pull those in automatically into the site, and then add those to navigation. The WordPress plugin is helpful in terms of doing that easily and connecting directly to our system. The other thing that you may use is a hybrid, where you have the plugin is there for some of the basic tasks, but for a more deeper integration, you may want to use the HTML widget tool in WordPress and style up widgets that look exactly like the way that you want them to look. So you can use custom CSS and design those widgets to look exactly the way you want them to be. So in talking about custom links, that's a very important piece here. Custom links are the key to success. So when you're integrating with WordPress, it's very important that within IDX Broker you build useful, keyword-rich, local results. Now, these results are very important. It's very important that you add unique content to these results, because there are a lot of different very similar results out there, results pages. If you create results pages that contain unique local content, these are more likely to get indexed, and as a result, any of the IDX details pages are going to get indexed as well. So adding that unique local content, and as you can see in this example, there's custom text in here. In fact, somebody put a video in this custom link. Another method is to create a custom link and then write a blog post or site post in which you refer to the custom link in the body of the post. If you want to drive more traffic to your own site, but then have the custom link also be a part of that, that's another way to do it. You aren't, obviously we would love to see you integrate it inside the results link, because that makes the dynamic content and the unique content more keyword rich to the search engines. But overall, you can do it by creating a post on your own blog and then linking out to that custom link as well. So I'll get into another aspect here is dynamic wrappers, the ultimate in scalability. So this is for the intermediate or advanced WordPress user, or for our developer partners. Basically what this does is, if you have a theme and you want that theme, anytime that you make a change to that theme, you want it to be updated within IDX Broker, you would want to add these start and stop tags into that theme. And as noted here, it can be a little bit tricky to get it in there. You have to know some PHP or HTML, or just be familiar with WordPress enough to know how to enter this in. Now, we have step-by-step instructions in the knowledge base to help with this. But what this does is it essentially closes the gap between having everything hosted on your site, which we don't do, and having it hosted on our server, which we do. So we're taking this, enables you to create a synchronization between those pages that creates a more seamless a more seamless usability workflow for visitors to your website. So another important piece to this integration, to integrating with WordPress, is lead capture. You need to be able to test and measure. You need lead capture to be integrated into every search, results, and details pages. Now, this is what we feel is one of the core benefits of having IDX Broker hosted with our servers rather than giving you a lot of PHP code or giving you short codes or things like that to control things on your own blog site. The reason why this is powerful is because you can set up and test various settings. For instance, you can request sign up on photo galleries. You can request sign up on details pages. You can then force on details pages, and we have some settings that we recommend here. For instance, request registration after 2 to 3 details pages, forced after 7 to 8. And again, results may vary, but you would want to test. You would want to use some sort of analytics tool to confirm, what's going to drive the most leads to your site and into IDX Broker, because ultimately what we're talking about here is not just an integration, but a tool for creating more direct leads so that you're getting more of those direct leads, and you can follow up on those leads immediately because you're getting that notification. So there are some misconceptions around IDX Broker and IDX Broker WordPress integration. One of them is that custom subdomains do not hurt you in search results, and I think the proof is in the results. If you look at that first slide, I think there were. In fact, I can go back to that slide briefly, and you can see the results of a WordPress integration where 84,900 results there. This is a search for Great Property for Sale, which is a site that was integrated with WordPress, and so a lot of those pages are IDX pages. In fact, the vast majority of those pages indexed are IDX Broker pages. So I think that is evidence that the custom subdomain does not hurt you in search results, and that having that custom subdomain gives you a lot of power in terms of being able to leverage the tools that are available in it's kind of a third-party hosted solution like ours, or third-party IDX integration. Lead capture option integration is as important as the integration itself. So lead capture is critical to integrating with WordPress, and having that lead capture built into every IDX page ensures that IDX integration is going to deliver the results that you want, and basically transactions. So if you think of the cost of an IDX solution over a year's period, you want to cover that cost, you want to exceed that cost. Ideally you can make a lot more money off of having an IDX WordPress integration than if you just chose not to do that at all and you just chose to have a blog. And that's the goal. And we want to ensure that anybody who uses this and integrates this, that you're using it in a way that is going to deliver results. It's also often easier, not harder, to customize results in details pages when those are hosted on your own site. So I think it's so in terms of customizing results in details pages, I should say this was supposed to say those are not hosted on your site. Basically, the point here is that you can customize within IDX Broker without knowing code, and I think that's key here as well. Is that a lot of the usability questions that come up in terms of WordPress and integrations. I think it's important to note that customization of results and details pages creates a usability it makes it a lot more usable for your end user and visitors, and keeps them engaged and brings them back. So we'll do a quick round of Q&A. If anybody has any questions, please pose them now, and then I'll answer those. If we don't, we'll just go ahead and move on and dig into how the plugin works, which I think is probably what most people want to see right now. So I'll just move on. We'll take a look here at the plugin, and the plugin itself can be installed through WordPress. So you can do a search for plugins and then install it directly. You can also go to the WordPress site, and then you can download it there. And there's some instructions on installation and how to put it in, and what to do next, and so on. Basically, once you've created the plugin, once you've added the plugin, you would go into the settings area, and then of course, once you've activated it. So you go, first of all, let's go back here. When you see the plugin in here, you'll see an activate option. So obviously you would go in here and then activate, and then from the activation, you would then, or after you've activated, then you would go to IDX Broker under Settings, or you can click Settings from this page. So you go into Settings. Okay. So the way IDX Broker works and the way the plugin works, you have general settings here where you enter the CID. So you enter the client ID, your client ID that we've given you, your password that we've given you, and then an assigned subdomain. So the subdomain that we've given you or set up for you. Typically that starts with something called, something idxco.com. Like the initial subdomain may be, in this case, was probably greatpropertyforsale.idxco.com. Okay, that's the initial subdomain that we give you. That's not a custom subdomain. Now, to create a custom subdomain, you would go in and go into the account management area, create that subdomain, follow the rules and instructions for building that, and then you can have something like in this case, this is www.greatpropertyforsale.com. That's a subdomain, okay? Or this could be, let's see, we'll call it Oregon Real Estate. Or we can call it anything, basically. Once you've set up that subdomain, that's how you create that subdomain in advance. So before you ever change this to a custom subdomain, you need to actually change the subdomain or create a subdomain for yourself. Now the second item, once you've set that up, you would go to save it and then go to the widgets area. And from the widgets area, you'll see a bunch of links, lead sign up, property slideshow. Everything is called IDX. IDX My Agent Badge. And you basically, in this case we have Genesis. We're using AgentPress Genesis. So in this case we go here, and then it looks like the My Agent is already there. So let's try property slideshow, and then you would just call it, property slideshow, and then you'd save that. Okay, and then that becomes a widget in the sidebar, and that's how you add widgets to the sidebar. You basically drag and drop them in. Wildcard search is another one. You could put that anywhere, call it whatever you want, and so on. Okay, so then you go back here, you go back to your plugin, and you want to create pages that are, you want to create navigational pages to basic search, advanced search, map search, listing search. And what this does is it creates an easy way for you, this plugin creates an easy way for you to add these pages, this content, and these unique standard links, add these to your site and your navigation without doing a lot of work. So you don't have to go in and guess try to figure out the custom navigation tool and go through that process. Now, for those who are familiar with WordPress and how to create a custom navigation element, I can show you how that's done as well. But this plugin and the way this works, it essentially adds these pages automatically for you.